Have you ever been in a team meeting
Oh, absolutely.
and you have this perfect idea in your head, right?
Yes, the English words are ready.
But then when you open your mouth to speak,
Nothing comes out, just silence.
exactly, it's like your brain hits the pause button.
That moment of panic, you know it well.
We all know it, and that feeling is often about being too worried about grammar.
Too worried about being perfect.
And that's what we are tackling today,
We are going to talk about how to stop letting grammar block your speech.
and how to be effective in meetings and teamwork.
How to make sure you get your point across quickly and clearly.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leah.
Welcome to the English Blend.
Today's topic is super useful. English for meetings and teamwork.
We're focusing on communication, not competition.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Our main idea today is simple, Leo.
What is it?
Fluency equals communication, not perfection.
That is so important, especially when you are working with others.
In a meeting, time is money, right?
Right. You don't have time to conjugate every verb perfectly.
You need to deliver the message.
We should start by defining those two big words, fluency and accuracy.
Good idea. They sound similar, but they are very different in how we use them.
Let's talk about accuracy first.
Accuracy is about correctness,
It's about having perfect grammar.
perfect spelling, perfect sentence structure.
If you score 100% on a grammar test, your accuracy is very high.
Yes, high accuracy is what the grammar books teach us.
But now, fluency. What is fluency, Mia?
Fluency is about flow.
Flow like water?
Exactly. It's how smoothly you can speak without stopping.
Ah, so it's speed and connection.
It's the ability to communicate easily, to have a conversation.
And the key thing here is that fluency doesn't require perfection.
You can have high fluency even if you make a few small grammar mistakes.
Native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time, you know?
We do. We just correct ourselves immediately, or sometimes we don't even notice.
So when we talk about English for teamwork and meetings,
Which skill is more important?
we argue that fluency is the king there.
Definitely. If you pause every 10 seconds to check if you use the past simple or the present perfect,
The meeting will move on without you.
your team needs to know your idea now.
They need to understand what you mean. That is the true goal.
And that brings us to the biggest blocker for most of our listeners, grammar anxiety.
The fear of mistakes.
It's like having an internal grammar checker running constantly in your head.
Yes, we call this the internal editor.
It's a harsh editor, too, very critical.
It tells you, wait, is that for or since? Don't speak yet.
And while you were calculating the correct preposition,
Your chance to speak vanishes.
the window of opportunity closes, right?
So the goal is to turn that editor off, or at least turn the volume down.
How do we do that, Leo? How do we silence that editor?
We have to change our relationship with mistakes,
We have to see mistakes as part of the learning process.
not as a sign of failure.
Think about learning to ride a bike.
You fall down a few times. That's natural.
Do you stop riding the bike forever because you fell?
No, you get back up and you learn balance better because of the fall.
English speaking is the same. The fall is the grammar mistake.
But if you keep talking, you learn how to balance your thoughts better.
So let's talk about a specific scenario in a meeting.
Okay, picture this. A project review.
And the boss asks, what are the next steps?
You want to say, I will send the report tomorrow.
But you suddenly think, wait, should I say I am going to send or I will send?
And you freeze for 5 seconds.
Your colleague, Marco, just jumps in and says, we will send the report tomorrow.
You missed your chance.
And Marco might have used the wrong tense too, but nobody noticed because he spoke smoothly.
He achieved communication. He was fluent.
That's the core concept. Focus on getting the meaning across.
Getting your point across. That's a fantastic phrase, actually.
Yes, let's look at that useful phrase right now. Get your point across.
This is perfect for teamwork.
What does get your point across mean, Leo?
It means to successfully communicate your idea or your message.
Even if your words aren't perfect, if the listener understands you, you got your point across.
Imagine you are presenting a complex strategy.
You use simpler English, but everyone nods and understands the strategy.
Success! You got your point across. Language focus example.
Now, imagine you use beautiful, perfect grammar, but the idea is messy and nobody understands the strategy.
Failure. You did not get your point across, even with high accuracy.
So let's practice using that phrase.
If someone speaks too fast in a meeting, you might say, "Slow down, I'm finding it hard to get my point across."
Or if a presentation went well, you might tell a colleague, "Great job, you really got your point across."
This phrase emphasizes the result, clarity and understanding.
It's less about how you say it and more about what the listener receives.
Exactly. Remember, meetings are about results.
Now, let's share a quick story related to this, a cultural note if you like.
Please tell us. I love stories.
I once worked with a brilliant engineer from another country.
Engineers often have very complex ideas, right?
Super complex. His English was functional, maybe B1 level.
Okay, so not native level, but good enough.
Sometimes he mixed up he and she when talking about team members.
A common confusion point for many learners.
Very common. And sometimes his verb tenses were creative.
Creative. That's a polite way of saying inaccurate.
But here's the thing. Nobody cared about the grammar mistakes.
Why not?
Because his ideas were so clear and his graphs were fantastic. He used simple words to explain big concepts.
So his high-value input overshadowed the small grammar errors.
Precisely. He always, always, always managed to get his point across.
That is a wonderful example of fluency winning over accuracy in a professional environment.
The team valued his contribution, not his conjugation skills.
That should give everyone hope, right? You don't need to be perfect to be professional.
Not at all. You need to be understandable.
Okay, so we've established that grammar blocking fluency is a big problem.
How do we fix it? We need practical tools.
Yes, let's move into the practical tips section now.
We have 3 really great tips for improving spoken fluency for meetings and teamwork.
These tips are about training your brain to prioritize speed over checking the internal editor. Tip number 1, massive listening.
Massive listening, it sounds intense.
It is, but powerful. It means consuming English content constantly.
Like background noise?
Yes, but active listening is even better. Listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, English news, English audiobooks.
Why is listening so crucial for speaking in meetings?
Because when you listen massively, your brain starts absorbing the natural rhythm of English.
You hear how native speakers connect words.
You hear the intonation patterns.
You start internalizing the correct sentence structures without studying the grammar rules.
It's like musical training for your language brain. You don't need to know the notes, you just know the sound is right.
And in a meeting, you need to hear a colleague's question and process it instantly. Massive listening helps that processing speed.
Absolutely. Try to listen for at least 30 minutes every single day, even if you are just washing the dishes.
It doesn't have to be boring academic lectures. Listen to something you enjoy.
That keeps it natural and friendly. So, tip number 1, massive listening.
Tip number 2, learn language chunks.
I love chunks. Chunks are great for meeting English.
What is a chunk, Leo?
A chunk is a group of words that naturally go together. They are fixed phrases.
You don't use them individually, you use them as one block.
For example, instead of learning I and then think and then that and trying to assemble them,
You learn the whole chunk. I think that we should.
or in a meeting, instead of trying to build a structure to agree with someone,
You just learn the chunk. That's a brilliant idea. Or, I totally agree with that.
if you learn chunks, you save time in your brain. Your brain doesn't have to calculate grammar for every word. It just pulls out a ready-made sentence structure.
It's like using templates in your speaking. This is particularly helpful in meetings where you need formal but fast responses.
Think about phrases like, in my opinion,
Could we perhaps revisit?
to follow up on what Leo said.
These are all beautiful chunks. They are pre-packaged fluency. You don't have to think, should I use could or can here? You just use the whole, ready-made, polite chunk.
And the more chunks you know, the smoother your English sounds.
This massively boosts your fluency because you are speaking in full, natural phrases
instead of single, isolated words.
This goes back to our style, simple, everyday English. We use chunks all the time in natural dialogue.
We do. We connect our thoughts using these little bridges, these verbal blocks.
Okay, so we have massive listening and learning language chunks. Now for the most important tip for those facing the grammar freeze.
Tip number 3, the 3 seconds rule.
This is a powerful mental trick. When someone asks you a question in a meeting or you have an idea you want to share,
You have a strict deadline.
you must start speaking within 3 seconds.
3, 2, 1, speak.
If you wait longer than 3 seconds, your internal editor wakes up.
The editor says, wait, check the grammar, check the conjugation.
And then you freeze. The moment is gone.
So the 3 seconds rule forces you to prioritize getting the point out,
It forces fluency. It forces communication.
even if you know your sentence is not going to be 100% accurate.
It doesn't matter. Say it. Get your idea heard.
Yesterday, I go shop. People will understand that you went to the shop yesterday.
Your meaning is perfectly clear. You got your point across.
The small mistake in go instead of went is fine. It's not the end of the world.
Ah, perfect timing, Leo. That is our second key phrase for today.
Not the end of the world.
This is a great idiom to remember when dealing with language anxiety.
What does it mean?
If something is not the end of the world, it means it's not a disaster. It is not serious.
It's a way of minimizing a problem or an issue.
So if you make a small grammar mistake in a meeting,
It's not the end of the world. The meeting will continue.
if you forget the name of a colleague during a presentation,
It's slightly awkward, but it's not the end of the world. You can apologize and move on.
this phrase helps reduce the pressure we put on ourselves.
We often treat small language errors as if they were massive catastrophes.
But they are usually insignificant in the context of the goal, which is communication.
So tell yourself this phrase often. If I misuse a preposition, it's not the end of the world.
If I mix up advise and advice, it's not the end of the world.
Use this phrase to fight the internal editor.
And remember, the people you work with usually care more about your professional contribution than your grammatical perfection.
They want the results. They want the information.
Okay, Leo, we have one more phrase that really describes the struggle learners feel.
The feeling of hitting that wall.
Exactly. Our final phrase is hit a wall.
This is perfect for the study experience and also for professional life.
What does it mean when you hit a wall?
It means you reach a point where you cannot continue. You are blocked.
You stop making progress or you feel exhaustive and stuck.
Imagine you're studying English for 2 hours straight, very intensely.
Suddenly, you feel tired, confused, and you can't remember anything new.
You hit a wall. You need a break.
Or professionally, if you are working on a report for your team,
And you can't find the right data or the structure is confusing.
you hit a wall with the project.
This phrase helps you identify the feeling of being stuck.
And once you identify it, you can take action.
If you hit a wall in your studies, maybe apply the 3-second rule more often.
Or if you hit a wall in a meeting, maybe use one of your ready-made chunks to pause and gather your thoughts.
For example, that's a very interesting point. Could we perhaps revisit that in 5 minutes?
That chunk buys you time.
It's amazing how useful these conversational chunks are.
They bridge the gap when you feel stuck, when you hit a wall.
So let's quickly review the 3 practical steps and the 3 phrases we covered.
Reviewing is key for retention.
For improving fluency, remember massive listening. Hear the natural rhythm.
Learning language chunks. Don't build sentences word by word. Use ready-made phrases.
And the 3-second rule. Speak before the editor wakes up.
And the important phrases for your professional toolkit.
Get your point across. Focus on the result of communication.
Not the end of the world. Mistakes are not disasters.
And hit a wall. Recognize when you are stuck and need a pause.
All these tools help you prioritize communication, which is the definition of fluency.
If you are communicating effectively, you are fluent.
Even if your grammar has some imperfections.
Think of it this way. Your English doesn't need to be museum quality.
It needs to be usable, like a reliable work tool.
You need to be able to use it every day to solve problems with your team.
If your tool is a bit scratched or has a dent, but it still fixes the car,
It's a successful tool.
and if your English has a little scratch, a small grammar error, but it successfully conveys your brilliant idea,
It's successful English.
that is the mindset shift we encourage all our listeners to make. Stop chasing perfection, start chasing communication.
Especially in high-pressure situations like meetings and teamwork. Next time you are in a meeting, remember the 3-second rule.
Just jump in. Say it simply, get your point across.
If you miss a past tense, remember it is not the end of the world.
And if you find yourself struggling to speak smoothly, maybe you hit a wall because you haven't been listening enough.
Time for more massive listening.
Every part of the learning process feeds into the others. Listening helps chunks. Chunks help speed. Speed helps fluency.
Fluency means better teamwork, better meetings, and better professional success.
It gives you confidence, too. When you realize that people understand you, even with mistakes, your confidence grows quickly.
And confidence is the engine that drives fluency.
So your homework this week is to choose one chunk related to meetings.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, and use it 3 times this week in any conversation, English or otherwise. Just practice the feeling of saying the whole chunk.
Practice pulling out that template.
And remember, try to listen to at least 30 minutes of English every day.
Massive listening, everyone.
We hope this episode helps you feel more comfortable and more powerful in your next English meeting.
You have the ability to communicate. Trust yourself.
Don't let that internal editor ruin your professional life.
Tell that editor to take a break.
That was a great talk.
Yes, and next time we are going to dive into English for socializing after work.
Small talk, idioms, and how to avoid awkward silences at the company dinner.
That's going to be fun.
See you in the next episode of The English Blend.
Bye.
Keep practicing your fluency.